Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, YouTubers. It is I, your host, Brooding Gamer, here for a Jurassic World Evolution 3 discussion video. It has been quite some time, and boy, am I happy to be back. I have been through quite a 2025 so far. The year has not been kind to Haley and I, and well, I'm feeling a little bit better, and I thought it was time, before I get back to my job, to go ahead and get a big video out for the discussion of Evolution 3. Now, we Jurassic Park and Jurassic World fans have been eating very well so far for the year of 2025, or we are going to be anyway, with the introduction, or hopefully the release, of Jurassic Park Survival, the project I'm probably the most excited for. We've got Jurassic World Rebirth coming out, which means brand new figures and toys and all the products we can imagine to go alongside it, which means a lot of speculation, which is exciting. And of course, probably the creme de la creme, the icing on top of that beautiful cake still sitting in the Innovation Center that nobody has been able to eat, Jurassic World Evolution 3. Now, there has been a lot of discussion of what we could possibly see in Jurassic World Evolution 3. However, it has been silent. I'm not going to keep saying the whole sentence, the whole word. It's just going to get repetitive. So let's say J3. We'll just say J3. There has been a lot of speculation for J3, but not a lot of actual news from Frontier. They've probably been focusing a lot on the Planet Coaster 2 side of things. I know there's multiple different teams working on different projects, but they're probably a little more focused on Planet Coaster 2 at the moment. But like I said, there's a lot of really big projects that, you know, we have a lot to look into. We have a lot to speculate. What are we going to be receiving? I mean, that's right, by the way. I'm back with the constantly. I'm getting my Ian Malcolm in there. That was horrible. You guys missed the cringe, though, I'm sure. No, you guys don't. But there's a lot of speculation as to what we're going to be receiving. A lot of people assume, and I'm being one of them, that we, of course, are going to be receiving Cenozoic creatures. Is it Cenozoic? Yeah. You know, mammoths, smilodons, giant sloths, and other animals. Now, if you remember in Return to Jurassic Park for Jurassic World Evolution 1, the last DLC we received was a homage to Jurassic Park, returning back to the park, bringing back some voiced characters and all that. I think they actually brought back the original voice cast, minus, John Hammond, of course, God rest his soul. We are introduced to a new stylized creature, something we've been wanting, stylized creature, I guess you would say. They introduced the flying reptiles, which it was very boring. It was a pteranodon. That was all they gave us. However, it was cool to receive those in the game when we'd been asking about them the entire time. Where are these? Where's the aquatics? Where's the flyers? Well, what's going on here? And they just kind of left us on red the whole time. But then in the very last moment, the very last DLC, they're like, hey, you guys want a pteranodon? Here you go. Now, a lot of us were extremely excited. What are the cool things we can plan for this? Are we going to get Dimorphodon next? Are we going to get all these other animals? No, that was it. They were done. I don't believe they even really announced that they were finished at that point. It was just, we kind of figured it out on our own. Then, Jurassic World Evolution 2 releases, and not only are we introduced to flying animals, we are now introduced to aquatics as well. Now, this was a really cool thing that we received. We wanted all these. We wanted the mosasaur. We wanted the flying reptiles. We wanted pteranodons and all these cool little beasties in our parks. Well, we were then now given those. And then, you know, given as time goes on, we're watching Camp Cretaceous, and bing, bang, boom, we now have a Smilodon. A Smilodon is now canon in the Jurassic franchise. A living, breathing, fuzzy-wuzzy Smilodon. Where was the Smilodon? We did not receive said Smilodon in Jurassic World Evolution 2 because it would have made absolutely no sense to randomly have a mammal, a full, furry, fuzzy mammal in the park at all. Would not made any sense. Would people have liked it? Yes. Would it have made any sense whatsoever? No. He would have been completely 1,000,000% out of place. Now, at the very end, or towards the end of Jurassic World Evolution 2's lifespan, we then receive more animals that are not actual dinosaurs. We start getting the Dimetrodon, we start getting the Lystrosaurus, we start getting things like a megalodon, which lived alongside towards the end with animals like that, where we started to see, we're in that time period now. You're introducing an animal that is probably the closest to the Cenozoic period, being the megalodon. I am thinking 100% that why they chose the megalodon, not only was it a fan favorite that people had been asking for since time immemorial, since the beginning of Jurassic World Evolution 2's lifespan, we were speculating we were going to get the megalodon. Well, we finally got the megalodon very end of the lifespan of Jurassic World Evolution 2. I think that was a little bit of a nod to, hey, Jurassic World Evolution 3 is announced, or it is confirmed that it's coming. What are the types of things that we want to give you guys? Well, we can tell you that some of the most important factors you guys have been asking for are going to be in here. Okay, well, that's great. We've been asking for a lot. We've been asking for pterosaurs able to walk on the ground. We've been asking for juvenile dinosaurs. We've been asking for breeding. We've been asking for mammals. And we've been asking for animals that can walk on land and in water at the same time, which we kind of got towards the end as well with the Archelon and the Nothosaurus. They've been kind of hinting at a lot. So, can we expect breeding in Jurassic World Evolution 3? I think yes. I think juvenile dinosaurs are going to be finally something we get. If we don't get breeding, I do think we are going to be getting dinosaurs released as juveniles and can grow. Third option is we're not going to get either of those, but we are going to get petting zoos where we can put juvenile looking dinosaurs in the zoo so people can come in and pet them. And that's all we're going to get. One of those three options. Second factor I believe we are going to get is going to be, of course, the introduction of mammals. So mastodons, smilodons, other dons, mammoth, all that. I believe we are finally going to get that. My favorite of all animals, though, in this whole thought process, in my head canon, would be, of course, the terror birds. I would love to see a terror bird in the park. I'm very excited to see if we will finally get something like that. Of course, something the closest to the dinosaurs is what I'm wanting. Of course, we want things like the Sarcosuchus, a giant crocodilian that could walk on land and go into the water. So able to do both, or at least get into the water and have an animation where it's paddling along like in Planet Zoo. We have that ability. We know it exists. Apart from that, we also have really been asking for randomized islands, like we got in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. In JPOG, we were given the ability to randomize island shapes, and we were able to go from there. I think it's a very simple thing compared to what all the other projects that they do. I think it would be something worthwhile, something worth having into the game. Another thing that I would, of course, be asking for is a very decent story. I feel that Jurassic World Evolution 2 ended in a story where it just made no sense. It's like the story mode was meant to just kind of be a precursor to the chaos theories, and that didn't make any sense to me. I feel that the way this should have worked was the chaos theory be its own thing and Jurassic World Evolution 2 have its own story, and that story should have gone just as long as chaos theories, but it just ends abruptly, and that seems to be their thing. Like, they just don't have any idea what they're doing. And then the further that the game's DLCs came, we got less and less voice acting. I noticed we got the basic voice acting from characters that we weren't expecting, like, like, hey, this is the Therizinosaurus, it's, keep its claws away from my hair, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But I didn't see a lot of actual, like, big in-depth voice acting. There was a disturbing lack of Jeff Goldblum. I don't know if that's because he had a lot of projects going on at once, but it worried me to think that Jeff Goldblum was going to die as Ian Malcolm in Jurassic World Dominion. There was that picture of him with the Giga, and he had the big flame. I swear to God, that was like supposed to like imitate a dragon. It was the coolest thing ever. Side tangent. I was worried that we were going to be killing off Ian Malcolm. We did not. He was fine. He lived to live another day. But past that, he was just MIA in Evolution from there on out, which kind of worried me. I think he's okay. I think that maybe it was just because of the amount of projects that he had going on. It may have even been because of the writer's strike. I don't know. I know Fortnite is even suffering now. Yes, I'm a Fortnite YouTuber. Not really. But I think it's because of the writer's strike, or it could be that he just had a lot of projects going on. We know that, trying to think, he had a couple TV shows he was working on. He was on a show called It was like basically Greek gods in modern time. He was Zeus in that. Amazing show, if I can remember the name. It's killing me. And of course, we have the new Wicked film that just released in theaters and is actually now on DVD. Check that out. Really good movie. I know he played the wizard in that. So he probably had a lot of projects coming up at once to where he was like, I'm sorry, I just can't be a part of the game right now. So I'm really hoping that maybe when we get Jurassic World Evolution 3 trailer, we will be graced by the voice presence of Ian Malcolm once more. Or start bringing back more voiced characters. I would appreciate to see that. I would like to see the ability to, if we're going to be going back in time again to Jurassic Park, have somebody come out and voice Muldoon. I get he's passed away, but it'd be good to have him back. Have someone come back and voice all the characters. Of course, we had an amazing voice actor for whoever John Hammond was. I thought it was his brother, David Attenborough, but it was not. It was somebody else, but I think David Attenborough would have been a good nod to him. Have Nigel Marven come back. Have Nigel Marven just make an appearance in that game. That would be amazing to have him like a crossover for prehistoric, whatever that game is. I can't think of the name all of a sudden off the top of my head. It's the most like dinosaur game going on right now. But we have gone onto a random tangent for 11 minutes now. Of course, that's usually how things go on the Brooding Gamer channel. We ramble on. I've had a lot of thoughts in my head sitting in a hospital bed for 3 days. So yeah, a lot of rambling going on. Just like Jeff Goldblum, yeah. So yeah, let me know what you guys would like to see below. Of course, I do apologize. I feel like I rambled on until the very end. But like I said, you guys know this by now. You know me. There's a lot of features. I would like to see the randomized islands. I'd love to see the mammals and the more modern prehistoric animals, that have been more recent, like the mammoth, like the ground sloth, like the smilodon. I would like to have it where dinosaurs can now interact with the scenery around them. Like if you put rocks in an enclosure, can they hop on those rocks? Can they interact with those? Can they, have animals that go into the water? And they did make it to where like larger animals will hold their head up as they get into the deeper water. That's cool. And you have smaller animals that won't even get in the water altogether. I like that. Now give it to where we can have animals interact with the water by getting in and swimming along, like your reptiles, your Sarcosuchus, your Dinosuchus, stuff like that. Give us more scenery. Of course, you guys know I'm going to always push scenery. Scenery is one of my biggest and most favorite things in Jurassic World Evolution. I have always wanted more skeletons. I have always suggested it would be a very large task for the game to handle. I do believe that. But I think if you were to 100% all dinosaurs, as you 100% them, you unlock a skeleton statue that you can put in the park, or as many of you as you want. You 100% the DNA of a Parasaurolophus. You now have the skeleton of the para to put wherever you want. Same with T-Rex, which we already had. Alamosaurus, which we already had. Just give us more scenery options. Or something I'd really like is better music throughout the game. I feel like the music was exactly the same from Evolution 1 to Evolution 2. It was the most generic. There was no bring actual songs from the movies into the games to listen to as you're playing. Like, just the random, I feel like Jurassic World or Jurassic Park Operation Genesis had the best music. And we don't have that in Evolution. I really don't think we do. The music is pretty, but it's like the only nods to the movie we ever really get is in the main intros and in the main menu of the game. And it plays once and it's done. I don't know if it does that for everybody or just me, but it plays once and we're done. So I would like better music to play throughout the game, something that just means more. I would love to see some nods to Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, maybe some skins that are more like that. Of course, we may be getting more updated models, which would be really cool. I, of course, would love to see the entire roster of animals from Evolution 2 all the way up to the very last pack make an apparent, or obviously be in this again. I don't want to do I think the worst thing that this game ever did was a DLC bringing back hybrids that we already had in Evolution 1. Of course, we enjoyed seeing the Spinoceratops or whatever. That was cool to see him in adult form. But we did not get, we got an updated version of the Diplodocus, I don't know, I'm horrible with the names. But I mean, there was a few hybrids that I would have loved to see and we didn't get, like the Carnaraptor. You guys know the Carnotaurus is one of my favorite dinosaurs. Or the Erlicodominus, that's another thing I'd love to see. We've got more and more dinosaurs being discovered all the time, and there's quite a few dinosaurs that have yet to make it into the game, like Diabloceratops, Erlikosaurus, Segnosaurus, Postosuchus, which is not a dinosaur, but still, I would love to see the Postosuchus make an appearance. We are now getting a Scutosaurus for the Hammond collection. So we have the Coelophysis. We know Coelophysis lived alongside the Scutosaurus, which also lived alongside the Postosuchus. Let's get a Postosuchus! Okay, I'm done. I could go on forever about this. And of course, as content drops, I will, of course, be covering it on this channel. For some reason, you guys don't like the actual video coverage of the game, of me playing it, but you guys love the discussions of it. So that's cool. So let me know what you guys think below. What is the most wanted content you guys are expecting to make an appearance in Jurassic World Evolution 3? Watch them not even drop Evolution 3. Watch it be like some weird mobile game, and I will be pissed. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this long discussion video after God knows how long. You guys have been amazing with the toy hunts. I've only got 2 up right now. One's already sitting, I think, at like 13,000, and the other one's sitting at like 2,000, which is growing, but I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, I may do a toy hunt per week just to kind of stretch it out, and then do multiple discussions of this and other games as we go. So thank you all for watching. If you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. Leave a like, and of course, hit that subscription button if you guys want to see more Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and just dinosaur content altogether. I love every single one of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.